I think it's recording.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back to the channel.
Yes, this week is very nice because it's the continuation of last week's video about the 10 things we loved about the van. This week is different.
This week is about 10 things that we hate about the van.
Not that we hate. That
10 things that we would modify.
That we would do better now that we know what we want in the van.
That we would optimize.
Optimize.
What a great choice of word.
That's a great choice of word, darling.
Now, you might think that some of the things that we would change is just us being picky, but after living full-time in the van for the last few months,
we know what we want. So there you go.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay until number one because number one is an absolute thing that you have to make sure you get right the first time. Because otherwise you can't really live in your van.
Yeah, we actually changed number one after just a few weeks, after a few months living in the van, because we just couldn't do it anymore.
There you go. But before
we
move forward, what happened with last week's poll?
All right, so last week we did a poll and we were asking you if you prefer the light scheme or the dark scheme.
And who won?
For the next van.
Who won?
You won. It was a close battle.
Oh, it was not a close battle. I won by 148 something.
Yeah. So you won, and we decided that we were seriously going to send a box of Pop-Tart to someone who voted dark scheme. And we picked at random, and the winner is, her name is Claire Keefe. Claire Keefe wrote dark scheme.
Hashtag Team Dom. Claire, love you.
So Claire, let us know in the comments below what flavor you want. We'll send you a quick DM so we can have your address and ship you those Pop-Tarts. Hopefully they get to you in one piece, but I very much doubt it.
They break in half when you bring them from the grocery store to your kitchen.
Yeah,
so I hope you enjoy your pieces of Pop-Tart, and let's go.
Let's start. So number 10. So something that we don't hate, but something that we would change or do differently in the other van. Rack shoe rack. This is our shoe rack. Obviously, it looks nothing like a rack. Every time we come in the van, one falls, there's dust, there's mud, it's just a shit show. So, and
it's a shoe show.
It's a shoe show. So we need to figure out a way to put shoes somewhere else. What we do now, see, I have some here that are under the bench. What I usually do is I'm also gonna put my sandals here, and then you have this space here under where I also put shoes, but I feel like there's just shoes everywhere. And these are the things that we use like almost every day. I like wearing sandals when I'm outside. I like these little flippers here because they're easy if I want to get something on the back of the van, and then if I want to go hiking or if I want to go in the city, I have my other shoes. So we need to figure out a way to have a rack for shoes. I know that some people have it here, but I feel like it's in the way. I feel like if we're coming in, we're always gonna like hit it. Or if you have any recommendations, please let us know. We're really trying to find something for the shoes, and I have no idea.
That would be super nice. All right, another thing that we would optimize is this area here. While we have a dinette for us to work during the day, when Mary goes to bed at night and I have to finish stuff, I always end up sitting over here with my laptop on my knees or on a pillow. If we just did some slight tweaking here, we could swivel this seat around and do a little workstation on this side of the counter. We could move the cooktop that way, and this could become a secondary office for the late night hours that we have to do. Right now, this area is okay because we often cut some vegetables over here and we cook. However, this whole piece here is useless, and there's obviously enough space for knees and legs to go over here. So that would be very nice to be able to work from here at night when the dinette system is not up. So all we need would be a swivel seat on this side, move the cooktop a few inches in order to put a laptop and some hard drives over here, and that would be a very tiny micro office that I would use all the time. There you go. So one other thing that we would optimize is in the driving section of the van, is in the cockpit. The space in between the two seats at the front is usually made for walking front and back. When we drive for long hours, we end up with all the munchies, all the drinks, all the, you know, napkins and everything. And we feel like everything is on the dash, laying around, putting chips in the ventilation and everything, while we could easily build some kind of tray or some kind of table here to optimize this thing and to work and to drive efficiently with all the things that we need for long hours during a road trip. So right now it's good because we can walk, but half of the time this space is just messy, it's useless, and we don't know what to do with it. So in the next van, I would probably do some kind of box or some kind of table for us to be more efficient here. Do you want some mélange fiesta? It's a mélange fiesta.
Cheetos are the favorite thing in this. These, yes, are the best.
These are your favorite?
Cheetos, man.
I love the rings.
Buy party mix.
I love the rings. The rings are good.
No. Number 7 of the things that we would change, unfortunately, this fridge. Love this Dometic fridge. It wasn't cheap. It was quite expensive, but it's very low on energy consumption, so I love that. You can obviously set it to the temperature you want. In the next van, we are going to have a fridge that opens in the front, only because most of the time they come with a little freezer, so it's always nice to have a little bit of ice on a very hot day when you want to put it in your cold water drinks. Love this fridge, because when you open it, the bottom is still very, very cold. Only, like, hot air only goes on top here. But again, I feel like the other fridge opening from the front instead of the top would be nice. We haven't really tried the other fridge, so we don't have anything to compare it with. We only had this one. So maybe if we try the other one, we'll have like a great comparison. What do you think?
Yeah, we can put the vertical fridge in the second van, and then if we don't like it, we put the fridge like this again in the third van.
Yeah. Let's start with the second van before thinking of a third van, okay, bud?
Okay.
Thank you. Next is the counters. Although we do love them, although they're very pretty, very light, and very cheap, I feel like we're gonna change these ones in the upcoming van, only because when you cut them, they give you a piece like this, and it just keeps on falling and breaking, and this is something that annoys me. They do mark up quite easily. Again, I mean, we're living in a van and there's a lot of sand and dust, so it is gonna be marked. But since Dom and I use this a lot to work, we need like a very sturdy table, like a very sturdy wood. So I think that just because of that, we're gonna switch it in the next van. So very nice counters, IKEA, they're called Carlby. They come in different colors. I think we're just gonna try to find something a little bit more solid than composite in the middle. Maybe we can try to find like recycled wood. I'd like that. Number 5, these back doors, they are not optimized. In the next van, we are going to add like a system, either a pouch, either storage, either a table. I just feel like we're losing a lot of space, but then when we close it, no, we have like this much space. So we could have like a little table. Ooh, I could do like a stand-up office. Or maybe we can put our portable shower here, so when we clean, we just like put it here, and then we have like a string and then like a sheet, so we can take our shower here. But I just feel like this is not optimized. See, I used optimization again. Like this thing here is really nice, but it's small. Like what do you want to put in there besides like a phone and like some tissue? So I feel like we could take this out and then do something nice here. Maybe the shoes can go here too.
Ooh.
I think we're onto something.
You mean putting the shoe rack here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but then when we're sleeping, it would smell dirty feet.
In my face.
In your face. Yeah, it's your side. We're good. Yeah, so I would just, in the next van, I would try to find a way to optimize the back a bit more. I feel like we're losing space. So I feel like we should put something there. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good example of optimization.
Optimization.
As you can see here, it was well built. However, I have the feeling that we could optimize the space it takes by moving stuff around. For example, the solar charge controller in the middle could easily be on one of the walls or at the back over there, while the inverter charger could move forward that way. So we basically lost half a compartment over here by spreading out the electrical component. it's okay. That's the first thing we installed back in 2017. So if we would build another dinette system like this one, we would make the electrical unit way more compact in order to save some space and maybe have a compartment here for storage. So this is obviously something we could optimize in the next vans.
The paddle boards. Now Dom and I have 2 hard paddle boards on top of the van, and we are big paddle boarders. So we do need the paddle boards, and we've been paddle boarding for quite a while, and we know the difference between inflatable and hard, and we prefer the hards. Now what's complicated, although the rack is really sturdy and the ladder is very nice, it's hard for me by myself to put it on top of the van. So say I want to go with friends, it's very hard. Some people have side racks. So it's like a big rack here, and then the paddle boards are here on the side. I feel like that is something that we could do in a next van. My only concern with this is I feel like it's more easy to steal. I mean, I'm sure we can lock them in place, but I feel it's more easy to steal. This is very hard. Like you need to get on top of the van and stuff. And I also wonder what it's like on the highway driving at 120 when the boards are on the side. So if you're an engineer, let me know if it's that bad. If you have seen or if you have a side rack, let me know what it looks like. So this might be an option just because it's easier to take them down and put them back up. Let's show them. Put the camera, let's put the camera on the tripod and show them what we need to do to take them down. It's not that it's not easy, it's just not that efficient. And I need you, and I want to be a strong, independent woman, and I don't want you helping me all the time.
You are already a strong, independent woman.
I know, but...
You.
No, it was just, I know. Did you fart?
Although this battery setup is a very efficient one, a very good one, Marie and I use a lot of batteries every day. We work on laptops. I have a big laptop. I do video editing. The laptop overheats, so it drains a lot of batteries. We have cameras, drones, etc. that we have to plug in every day. So I just feel like the batteries are giving all that they can, but most of the time I can run through their capacity in a day. So that being said, I think we would go for a lithium battery bank in the next van, just because they have a self-discharge that is lower and they have better power efficiency. So I would go for lithium batteries because they have better power efficiency. So we talked with other builders in the United States, and they tend to install lithium batteries for people with high energy consumption. So I love those. They're perfect for phones, laptops, etc. But I need bigger and long-lasting batteries. Sorry. So the number one thing...
Drum roll.
Sounds more like a machine gun. So the number one thing that we hate about this van is the first cushions we bought to sleep on this bed. We actually bought cushions, not mattresses, from the cushion source, and we asked for a 4-inch cushion, and they said, is it for seating or sleeping? And it was, it's for sleeping. And they were like, yeah, okay, well, try it out. $900 later, we tried them out, and they were not comfortable at all. So my number one recommendation on things you have to get right the first time would be buy some real sleeping mattresses if you want to sleep well. Otherwise, your life is gonna be hell. You need a good night of sleep when you travel in a van. Otherwise, your travels are gonna be very hard to do. Just to give you an example, this is how it felt when we first started sleeping on cushions.
So you think these cushions are comfortable?
Yeah, it's good.
Are you sure? Because I can feel the...
It's fine, I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't want to be like a princess, but I'm pretty sure these cushions are not made to sleep on. No, you're right. I think they're crap. So there we go.
Don't go cheap on what you sleep on. From now on, we only buy mattresses from Matelas Dauphin, and they're actually very good sleeping mattresses, and that's what you need. Is it you or me?
It's me.
Okay.
All right. So this is it, guys. These were the 10 things that we would change, modify, optimize in a next van.
Optimi?
Optimi Prime. Do you know that Transformer? Optimi Prime. So this is it, guys. These are the 10.
We're having a lot of trouble with the TH. 10 things that. Okay.
These were the 10 things that we would change in a future van, things that we would optimize, do differently.
And we always like to have ideas from people on here because you have a lot of ideas that
Yeah.
we never thought we could have. So
Yeah, you guys always have really good things to say, so.
well, there you go.
There you
Next
go.
week.
See you next week.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Have a nice week.
Have a nice weekend.
Have a nice Monday, a nice Tuesday, a nice Wednesday, a nice Thursday, a nice Friday, a nice Saturday, and we'll see you Sunday.
The Sunday after that.
And there's a trick to that.
Am I giving all the secrets?
Of course you are.
Okay.
What's your camera?
A Canon 5D Mark III. So that's a full frame camera. It's a photography camera. It's getting quite old, but it's still working very well. And the fact that it's a full